I wanted to make a video and talk about the world's economic situation. And I want to go back to the 1960s. I was a young man and I was living in North Jersey. And I was involved with a family business. And it was actually 5 gas stations eventually. And I remember I was in the automotive business, fixing cars, putting gas in vehicles. We had a postal contract in a couple of towns where we fixed all the postal vehicles, etc. And then one day in a conversation, somebody told me that the Chrysler CEO had outsourced the making of automobiles, the manufacturing, to like Canada and Mexico. And he was considered a brilliant man that he was able to save money and not pay the American worker, but to go for cheaper labor. But when you outsource that way, you're also giving away your technology. You're not hiring your own people, your Americans, and you're giving other people opportunities. Wonderful, but what about me? Is the type of thing. And I remember I had a sinking feeling because in the 60s, it was right after World War II, and the Korean War had already ended, and that was kind of like a stalemate, I guess the 30th parallel. And little by little, all our manufacturing went to other places. We used to, right after the war, be able to probably outproduce everybody else put together. And today we don't make a toothbrush or a toilet seat. We don't make anything, hardly anything. Everything's outsourced to other people. But also, we gave away our technology, our jobs, and they actually sold the American dream. I remember the enthusiasm in the early 60s. People were very enthusiastic. It was very easy to get a job. You could work for a car manufacturer. You didn't have to put tires on the car. You could be an accountant. You could be a supervisor. You could be somebody that cleans a place. You could be a, a maintenance person with the robotics and things like that. There's many, many jobs. It's very encompassing. So what they did was they started giving away this country, and they allowed the business people to do things that were not in the best interest of the United States. I look at a country like China. What China does is it goes into an area and they want to borrow money from China. And what happens is they say, okay, we'll loan you the money, but we want Chinese workers to build that dam or that bridge or that building or that hospital, whatever the case may be. So we'll loan you the money. And they bring in Chinese materials and Chinese workers, and they find their people the jobs, and they're the ones that produce the results of the manufacturing. They're the ones that benefit from it. And if a person defaults on the loan, and they start saying, well, will you sell us some of your property? We're interested in buying some of your property. And next thing you know, they have a port someplace or a military base, and they grew and grew, and they wouldn't let their business people sell their country. And I know it's probably a raw way of putting it, but I always believe that a lot of these international entrepreneurs actually sold the best part of America. And they should actually pass laws that you can't do business and get all the benefits of the United States and at the same time go against the best interests of the American worker, the United States, and give away our technology and our manufacturing and our jobs in order to save a few dollars. If you do that, then you're not able to benefit from this country in any way. No tax breaks, no relief. Uh, the thing is, it went against our best interest. And when I was young, 1950s, 60s, China was a very rural agricultural country. They had no manufacturing to speak of in a modern sense. And now they're one of the giants in the world. And one of these days, the United States has to wake up. I don't have anything against China. In a way, there's a lot that I admire because they wouldn't let some business person sell their best interest in order to make a few bucks. But that's my point of view on it. I could have gone into more detail, but I didn't want to expound too much. I just wanted to give the idea. But I still want the democracy, but I don't want stupidity.